Welcome back to Melodic Memories of Light's Monarch. I'm Casey, and I just made it back from the local theater, the GPLT Lounge Encore Theater in my town, and just got back from seeing James Brooks. He's my buddy. I have to talk about him because he left me feeling very inspired, and he is a one-man band. Basszilla is his kind of code name, and the reason why I'm going straight into it is because I literally just got home from it. And I have a lot of thoughts. It was very, very intimate, a very intimate show, small crowd, and he's just independent artist. He doesn't actually have his music on anything, or else I would, tell you to go listen to it on Spotify or something, but he only has a Facebook page, which I will link in the description of the episode, or at least for the videos of it that he posts to Facebook. And I've wanted to see him, I guess, since I met him and started to talk to him. In my job, job outside of my podcast, I talk to him like every day. I see him almost every day anyways, and it's always just such a delight to speak with him and to be able to talk music with him as well in a world of auto parts, because that's the field I'm in. It's wonderful for me, for the passion that I have, and it really comes through to finally see him be able to play his instrument, his bass. Like, I am at a loss for words. I was able to see him perform, and he really does, just as he told me he would. He gives his all, no matter the crowd size, no matter what kind of show it is, no matter what, he gives his all, because it's not about the people that are there. It's just, or at least the size of the group. It's just that he has a passion for music, and I can see it. I can feel it. And there's even a song that he wrote for his dad. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to say goodbye to his father. And because I asked him at the end of the show, which song is your favorite that you ever wrote? And it was that one. He wrote a song for his dad, for him to say goodbye to him in song, and also to give his dad a voice and say goodbye for him, So very heavy way to start the episode. I know we're only a couple minutes in, but it was a very, very good performance. The man, I don't even know how to explain it. He has his acoustic bass. He's up there, just acoustic bass with this setup he made him, his complete self, him and his wife, his manager. And yeah, it's awesome. The guitar stand he has his bass on is literally rigged together with a guitar stand, and then I believe is a mic stand as well, like attached to it, and then a thing from like a sewing kit, one of the stretchy things from a sewing kit. That's how he said it, what he said it was. And it's all kind of put together, and he's able to sit there on a stool, play it all himself, and he sounds amazing. And today, he was even sick. Like, he wasn't his full 100%, and I was still blown away. Like, I know he's a friend of mine. I can call him my buddy, and it's even more so to say, like, that doesn't even matter. Like, just the music of it, that he was able to sing the emotions that it all had for being so stripped back. And again, just such an intimate crowd, an intimate show. It was very, very good. And if anyone gets a chance, please go check him out. James Brooks. He doesn't even know that I'm going to be talking about this, but he's an inspiration. And he's like a 61-year-old man. Him and his wife, they've been together since they were teenagers. He even has a song called, I believe, What Is the Line was the name of it. My favorite that I heard that night. And it's a lovely one, to say the least. I don't think he has a video of it. So, go check him out. Reach out to him and say, hey, give us more, because maybe he actually will. But he doesn't do it for any other reason, just that it is his passion, and it's a passion he's had since he met his wife. Like, even before that, really, in high school and everything. But, like, when he met his wife, he switched from guitar to bass, I believe he told me, and rest was history. It's crazy. Crazy to think that he's able to do that, and again, just an inspiration from his music to what he does to who he is. I wish more people could know him because I don't even think I could put it into words, and I don't mean to like ramble on, but it was a hell of a night. And I had to talk about it as I'm not going to be here on Monday to record this as I usually do. So this is pre-recorded. I'm going to be out in Vegas. And this was my last little moment to actually record this. I would have recorded it earlier, but I wanted to see James and talk about it a bit. I don't have any like set list to give. I don't have anything other than, again, it was very good. And if you like bass driven music, because he's just a bassist, at least on stage, he plays guitar as well with his wife. They have like a little duo group. Not really sure how often they play together outside of like little guitar groups themselves or like, recreational groups. But he did tell me that that's a thought of the two of them doing something because they used to actually play in a band together, which is adorable. But truthfully, it was the perfect way to end the week and get moving on to my Vegas trip. I won't be able to talk about it now, obviously. I'm not there yet. This is the day before I fly out. Hopefully everything goes well. I know that the United States is a bit of a mess right now, to say it in the most simple and nice way. The government, I heard, is shut down, and I'm not going to get into that at all, aside from apparently it affects the airports. So hopefully that doesn't mean anything too bad for me and Logan and I. And also Crystal, because she's going to be coming back with me. Yes, my friend from Chicago. If you guys listened to my episode a while back, just last month, when I came back from Chicago, I was down visiting her, and she's the one that helped me go to, or at least took me with her, to go to MCR and System of a Down, amongst many others, Falling in Reverse. And I even was able to see Bad Omens with her years ago, and she's definitely been somebody that I've seen a lot of shows with, and I actually met her at this When We Were Young festival that I'm going to go see in Vegas. This time, Logan's coming with me. The first time I went completely alone. I did talk about that once as well, but just a little, reminder. I've been to When We Were Young Fest once, the year that it debuted, because once I seen that it wasn't a fake festival, and it was something that actually happened, after the first date, I got tickets to the one that was on the Sunday after and did the whole planning in a week. Like, it was that, I believe, Tuesday, and I flew out that Friday. Like, it was quick. It was extremely quick. And then I just went for the weekend, came back, and went right back to work because it was Monday. It was insane. I loved the first trip that I made. This time I'm staying a little bit longer. Gonna be going down tomorrow and then staying up until Monday, coming back Monday night, and hopefully making it to work on Tuesday. Don't know yet, though. We'll see how tired I feel. But Crystal's gonna come back, and it's gonna be a lovely time, as it always is. And the show itself, I'm so excited to see Panic at the Disco. Like, that's the reason I'm going this time. The first time I went because, Paramore, My Chemical Romance, amongst so many others. It was just like a bucket list of bands that I'm like, oh, there's that one, there's that one, there's that one, And now the list, I've seen some of them that are going to be here this time, but there's a few that I very much, very, very much want to see, aside from Panic at the Disco, and I'll get more into Panic because, they're one of my favorite bands of all time. I don't talk about them much anymore because, well, they're not a band. Brendan Urie canceled that, went on his own way, went on his own life, so I haven't really gotten much of a chance to talk about them. But the fact I'm going to go see them, and the fact they're even doing this in the first place, or I might say them, I know it's just Brendan Urie, but still, I love that man. I know people have some controversy towards him, some people don't like him, I don't care. I adore that man. He's someone I've looked up to. He's, in my personal opinion, a legend. But as for bands that I'm excited to see, because I need to say what bands I'm excited to see that I haven't seen yet, keyword haven't seen yet, and that would have to be, and I'll go from the Lions stage and then the Ghost stage into the Pink stage and then the 7-Eleven stage. So like kind of moving upwards. As for the Alliance stage, there isn't much aside from I would very much enjoy seeing like Plain White Tees because that would be kind of funny. Like, I don't know, I didn't really think that they would be at this festival, but like the fact to hear Hey There Delilah, and even if it was just that one, I know they have other songs, but still, that would be kind of cool. That would be kind of cool. But then there's Paris. I enjoy them. If I get to see them, that'd be cool. If not, not going to be too butthurt. But one that I'm really excited and actually really want to make sure I do see, The Plot in You. I really like The Plot in You. I need to check out more of their stuff. I have not listened to their whole discography, but everything I have heard of theirs, chef's kiss. Mwah. I love it. I love their music. It just kind of speaks to me in a way that a lot of other music just can't or hasn't. I know every artist kind of does that for me, but they're just that unique. I know that they might sound, or some people might say, oh, they sound kind of like Bad Omens, or they sound kind of like, I don't know who else. I'm not going to even entertain that idea. Just saying that I know people do that. I personally think that they're unique. I really enjoy their sound. I really like, especially even taking music away from it, their visuals for their music videos, super fucked up, but super cool. Anyways, the next stage, the Ghost stage, I would love to see the Amity Affliction. I know I've talked about them before. They're one of my favorite kind of metalcore bands, if I had to say. I don't know, again, all of their music either, but I did fall in love with Let the Ocean Take Me and Everyone Loves You Once You Leave Them, those two albums in particular. Not really sure why. I mean, the first one, Let the Ocean Take Me, I listened to because of the redo, or redux. And then the other one, the one with the longer name being Everyone Loves You Once You Leave Them, with the cover itself, the ghost on the cover, and the name of the album, how could I not listen to it? It was one that really just spoke to me the moment I heard it. Heard the name and then seen the album artwork. And then once it actually kicked in, I was like, wow. So I need to listen to more of them. I know that their singer situation has kind of changed a little bit unfortunate, but still, I'm excited all the same. Then, going on to the Pink stage, because there isn't much other than them that I want to see on the Ghost stage. Maybe The Cab would be kind of cool. And We the Kings are good, The Main, there's good bands on here, but there's other bands that I'm really wanting to see instead, and they kind of play at the same time. And that would be like, these two stages kind of go hand in hand. They're right next to each other, so I guess I can put them in the same category. Whereas I've already seen Mayday Parade, so I don't need to see them again. Boys Like Girls, they're a lot of fun, but I was able to see them the first time, at least a little bit of their set. Story so far, they're good too. Yellow Card, though. Yellow Card. That one would be really cool. Knocked Loose would also be very cool. Simple Plan, they're good. I believe I didn't get to see them, but I've heard a lot about the show they put on when they came to Grand Prairie, so knowing that I can see them in Grand Prairie, same with The Offspring, who plays later on, I don't need to see them. I'm okay with missing their sets, because eventually, odds are they'll be back to GP, where I can see them local, and won't have to worry about the big travel. But then The Used, I don't so much need to see them. I've seen them the first time, and I've never been a massive fan of them. Don't come at me. I don't hate them, just kind of indifferent. Some of their songs are bangers, though. But Avril Lavigne, I don't really have respect for her, but wow, she has some bangers. Fucking Weezer. I'm ready to be wheezed. Both Logan and I are ready to be wheezed. Blink-182, that's going to be insane. Hello, they play like a 2-hour set. And then Panic at the Disco. I know that was kind of all over the place, and maybe it just sounds like rambles, and I'll find out when I listen back to all of this. But wow. I'm really, really, really excited. I don't know exactly if I'll be seeing all those bands that I kind of mentioned or which ones I'll be seeing. There are more bands, obviously. There's only 4 stages. I think the first time I went there was 5. But I'm ready to make it work. So long as I'm there in the crowd to see Panic at the Disco, I'm good. Whatever else happens, happens. I just need to see Panic at the Disco. They're the reason I went to this. They're the reason that I wanted to make this trip, the reason why we planned it. even with everything going on down there right now in the United States. It might not be the safest place to be right now, and it's unfortunate to say, and I'm only going to say that, but right now, to see Panic at the Disco, to get this chance, it means a lot to me because they are the second band that I really fell in love with, at least in terms of when I found Black Veil Brides. And if you guys listen to my podcast, you know how much I love them. They are my number one. Like, they were what started all of this obsession with music, this passion of mine, and my original inspiration. To where going down the rabbit hole of Black Veil Brides and going to their YouTube and listening to their YouTube mix, I believe it was, or some playlist. It was like an automated playlist made by YouTube. Couple songs in, it goes to a song called I Write Sins Not Tragedies. Panic at the Disco. I was so confused. I'm like, this isn't Black Veil Brides. What is this? And I wasn't really well versed in YouTube, or at least not with like the music video side of it. Maybe some Smosh here and there over the years, or like parody songs, but I never really used it myself. It was kind of like the introduction. And I know that's pretty late to get introduced to all that, but just again, wasn't there, grew up in a small town, didn't go on the internet much, on a farm, like we didn't have Wi-Fi, anyways. When I got to hear I Write Sins, Not Tragedies for the first time, I was taken aback. Who is this boy in a top hat with a cane telling me the groom's bride is a whore? Like, okay, let me step back a moment. I was blown away at that moment and kind of captured. Just very fascinated. What is this band? And ever since, I've wanted to see them. Truly, ever since that moment, I've been hoping, and I've tried. Believe me, I've tried, and that because when I found that, it was around when I found Black Veil, so it would have been around 2014. I tried to go to their tour for, I believe, Death of a Bachelor. And lo and behold, the show that I was going to go to, I believe it was in Vancouver. If not Vancouver, then Toronto. But he couldn't make it. Like, Brendan Urie could not make it. I can't remember why. Trouble at the Border, I do believe. And it was just canceled. So, big sad. Glad I didn't get tickets to it, because originally I didn't go through with it because I'm like, well, I don't have the money for it. I'm too young. I don't have the means. And unfortunately at that time, I was only maybe 15 years old. So I didn't really have a way to get there. And it wasn't until I was 18 that I seen my first real concert, being Andy Black, the Shadow Side Homecoming Tour. Or Andy Black, the Homecoming Tour curtain call. It was for the Shadow Side. And Panic! The Disco, even though I tried to see them the next time, and their show also got canceled. I believe they had a co-headliner, so the other headliner played, but they didn't. Just a lot of hassle between, like, they just couldn't make it up to Canada. I don't know why. Maybe they eventually did. I think with Viva Las Vengeance, they eventually did. But at that point, I just didn't even look into it. And when I seen that announcement that they were canceling, or that Brendan Urie was stepping back from Panic and it was just going to be hung up, I cried. I was very sad. Not upset, because he gave valid reason, and with how much people shit on him, I get it. Why would you want to be shit on constantly like that? I understand. And also to want to be a dad. Like, fuck yeah. Good job, Brendan Urie. Props to you. Like, respect. But when it comes to the fact, like, oh, I just missed my chance to see one of my favorite bands live. And I know that not all their music is super emotional in terms of, like, emo. Like, they started out really emo, yes. And Pretty Odd, my favorite album. Vices and Virtues, my second favorite. And if I had to give a third, it'd probably be Too Weird to Live, Too Rare to Die. But to just think that this band that, like, became less emo, yes, with time, but still good, like, still quality music, in my opinion, and music that always spoke to me, always made me feel, always made me want to dance or cry or just, I really, really loved Panic at the Disco, and they were one of the originals for me. Like I said, they were one of the ones I found first and foremost. before Paramore, before 21 Pilots. I found them on my own because of Black Veil. I mean, thank YouTube, I guess, but I don't even know how they have anything to do with Black Veil Brides, to be honest. They don't. But I got lucky, and I know I might have gotten, shown them at some point down the line, but I'm glad I was able to find them when I did and fall in love with not only the band, but Brendan Urie as himself, because that's who the band became. And I know a lot of people aren't fully happy with that. I personally, I am. I'm fine with it. If the band decided to come back together, that would be cool too. I'm not going to complain either way. Same with this festival appearance. If it's just Brendan Urie, cool. I am ready to see that man walk on stage and bawl my eyes out, because every time I think about it, I get emotional. And it makes me feel a little crazy, sure, but it's just a very powerful moment, just thinking of how much that he means to me, how much he has inspired me as a person, as a human being. Like, I'm ready for this. I'm not ready because it's going to be like holy hell a lot, but I'm so ready. I cannot wait. I just want it to be right now, but in 48 hours I'll be able to see it. And by the time this comes out, the show will already be over, so I'll be ready to talk about it next week. So it's going to be awesome. I'm very excited. Panic at the Disco, Brendan Urie. It couldn't come soon enough. I wish I could see both shows, but the festival is not cheap. And if I'm lucky enough, I will hopefully be able to hear the second show, because I asked Crystal if it's possible for us to stand outside of our hotel because we got the circus, or even maybe further out, maybe by the Walgreens, wherever close enough anyways, to be able to hear it. Yes, not see it, but still listen to it while they play their set. I would personally really enjoy that. All the same, though, to move on past that, there's one other thing I wanted to talk about, since I will be talking about When We Were Young Fest 2025 in full next episode. Something I needed to bring up was NF. Now, I know that I haven't gotten the chance to talk about him too much, even though he is one of my, mainstays. If I had to say, like I said, my main three being Black Veil, 21 Pilots, and NF. And I will tell you, before Panic, stepped back and stopped making music, I think Pray for the Wicked, when that ended, they were up there with all three of them. So, I mean, they can still be. Doesn't mean that they have to make music to still be up there, of course. But regardless, I'm rambling. NF. He released a picture on all of his socials titled "Why OCD Makes Decision Making Difficult." And it goes as such. Fear of making the wrong choice. People with OCD may feel an exaggerated sense of responsibility or fear that a wrong decision will lead to catastrophic outcomes. Need for certainty. There is an overwhelming and often unattainable need to feel 100% sure about a decision before making it. Overthinking. The brain can get stuck in a loop of weighing pros and cons, researching endlessly, and constantly questioning the decision, which prevents a conclusion from ever being reached. Avoiding decisions. The anxiety can be so overwhelming that it's easier to postpone or completely avoid making a choice. Now, obviously those that, it's saying what OCD is or does to a person. And I know that there's other symptoms, other things that the disorder does, but I myself have been told, I know I'm not fully diagnosed, so please don't come at me, but I've been told, talking to a therapist, that I most certainly, or at least most likely, do have OCD myself. And I know that it is a vast spectrum. Not everyone deals with it completely differently, just as with everything. But to say I related to that would be an understatement. And it made me think a lot, because that's NF. He's usually very quiet. And I know that he talks about his OCD, like, OCD trying to push my buttons. I said, don't touch it. Now y'all done it. Like, he said lyrics like that. That's from The Search. And it just goes to show that he deals and struggles with this as well. And him being one of my favorite artists, again, one of my inspirations, it's beautiful to say in a way that he's able to be just so open with it and not running from it, but just being like, hey, this is why I haven't made anything in a while. Because honestly, he's a perfectionist. He's said so himself. And the loveliest thing about this post is that every comment I seen, I'm sure there were some others out there that weren't, but every comment from a true fan, a real one, if you will, were supportive. Literally telling him, take your time. We're here for you. We got you. Like, keep cooking. You know, you got this. And you know how beautiful that is? How just like heartwarming that is? That doesn't usually happen. The internet's a cruel place. And with NF, he has his fan base that understands, because a lot of us deal with it too. And I know, again, it's all in our own ways, but it's amazing to think that NF is able to get the support that he does. And with everything that he has made as an artist, whatever he decides to make next is going to be amazing. And that's not even trying to overhype it. Just because, for the simple fact, he believes in it. Everything he has made is real to him. How he feels. And that's enough. Even if I don't end up liking it, quote unquote, like liking it, I'm still going to appreciate the art. Unless if he goes in a complete direction that's like, wow, there's no artistry, there's no like amazing lyricism, you know what I mean? But it's NF. Is that really going to be expected? I would highly doubt it. I know anyone's capable of anything, but high doubt. High doubt. Because he's a perfectionist, he believes in his craft, and he does everything he can to make the music he wants to make, no matter what. Just as he's always done. And I have so much respect for him. And on top of all of that, to that post about the OCD, he commented underneath it, at least on Twitter, I can't speak for any other socials, all caps, bolded letters, soon. Now, to say that makes me excited is an understatement. Soon? Hello? Like, This artist is someone, again, I adore. Helped me through more things than I could ever count. And just as a lot of music has, but again, NF, different breed of artist, he said so himself. And to think that he might be releasing something soon, I can say I called it. I mean, you know, I think I said in an older episode that I believe just the way that things work, NF is probably going to release a new album next year. And I mean, if he's saying soon, I don't expect it to be like tomorrow soon, as in Friday, because again, I'm recording this early, but I would expect it to be within like a couple months that we at least hear a new song. And if that's not the case, again, it's fine. Take your time, NF. We're not rushing you. I'm just excited and ready to see whatever you've been working on. And I know that the whole fan base is, and I hope that anyone that knows NF is ready to support and just, you know, it just means another chance to love his music and get enveloped, engrossed in it all. And hopefully see another concert, because he's come to Edmonton every time, and every time he comes to Edmonton, I'm going to be there, no matter what, because his music means a lot to me. Enough to me that I got it tattooed on my body, some of his imagery. And I know that there's other tattoos I want to get on my body, along with, 21 Pilots. I would love to get a Brendan Urie themed one, Panic at the Disco, something regarding all that, right? With the lyrics or something cool. Like all these bands that I really love, I would love to just fill my body with artwork. I know I can't because it costs money. I don't have the money for it, but eventually I will work towards it, especially 21 Pilots. That's the big one that I have planned next for music related ones anyways. Kingdom Hearts will eventually happen, Steven Universe, but regardless, I digress. NF, I'm very excited to see what's coming with him. Panic the Disco, I'm so excited to be able to see live. And the fact that they're doing this curtain call for Vegas, and I get to be there, words don't describe how much that means to me. And to think that I was able to end my night and start this podcast with talking about my buddy James Brooks and his amazing performance tonight. One that made me feel emotional and tear up and actually so inspired to be like, wow, I want to do this. I need to push with my goals. So I'm not going to say any timeline or what I'm doing or whatever. Like I'm feeling inspired, and I know with this weekend I'll probably feel even more inspired after seeing Panic 2. So I just got to keep pushing, and I hope that everyone listening does too, in whatever way that means to them. So thank you so much for listening, and thank you for discovering the music within.